Good morning, everyone. All the dignitaries, the guests are already here, and we are starting with the event. So we are just waiting for Mr. Marshalkar to arrive over here. But till that time, I will just starting with the event. My name is Sakshi Kulkarni. I am Director, SME Chamber of India. And on behalf of Mr. Chandrakant Salunke, Founder and President, Maharashtra Industry Development Association and SME Chamber of India, I welcome you all to the India Manufacturers and SME Summit, which is focusing on finance, exports, supply chain, technology, marketing, and international collaboration. The association has been organizing constantly various activities for the benefits of SMEs and manufacturing industries. So I welcome on behalf of SME Chamber of India and MEDA also today to this summit. MEDA with SME Chamber of India and SME Industrial Park of India has been putting efforts for exploring various emerging business opportunities, supporting manufacturing and exporters to enter into emerging markets, channelizing finance and investment for further business growth, as well as supporting enterprises to establish business cooperation with the foreign enterprises related to contract manufacturing, joint ventures, technology transfers, and business alliance for marketing, distribution, and franchises in India and abroad. On behalf of the association, we appreciate and endorse the support of sponsors and associate organizations to make this event a grand success. I request give them a round of applause to Bank of India, Indian Bank, Sibyl, Tally Solution, InstaPay, Aditya Birla Health Insurance, and also to Happy. Dear friends, I would like to say a few words about Mr. Chandrakant Salunke. So Mr. Chandrakant Salunke, he is the serial entrepreneur, and he have been focusing more on industrial growth, export promotion, empowering and strengthening SMEs and manufacturing competitiveness. He has taken up a lot of issues and grievances to the government, central and state government, for supporting small and medium businesses. And I can proudly announce that Shri Salunke has been invited by Shri Narendra Modi, Honorable Prime Minister, to give suggestions and presentations on the various issues and grievances of SMEs and manufacturing industries for the empowerment and global competitiveness. I would like to invite, in meantime, the Mr. Marshalkar is coming, then we can have the inaugural, proper inaugural. Till that time, I would like to invite Shri Prabhakar Sarunke sir, who is the managing director for Sumit Facilities, to say inaugural speech.
Welcome. Today's invited the SME Chamber of Commerce, Maharashtra. Today's guest is just on his way. So the welcome job comes to me. It is proud of me to have a welcome of you. I am Prabhakar Salunke. People are saying chairman and managing director, but myself I am saying I am a first worker of my Sumit group. When this Sumit group I have been started 1988, so along with me, my family, 3 members, 4 members group today have a 50,000 plus workforce with us. And across the most of the India states, our presence is there. We are into integrated facility management as well as the security coverage of the most of the industries, then municipal solid waste management. Next, we are going for the waste to energy and bioproducts. And recently, we got the Maharashtra Emergency Medical Rescue Services 108 ambulance along with myself and our BVG, one of the joint venture partner into this company. Recently, Maharashtra government is awarded the first Pune's Skill Development University to us, and the construction and allied works is going on in a big way in a village called Paud. It is 20 kilometers from here, near Mahindra World College and all those. So, thing is one, our India is a very much progressing. Welcome Mr. Mashelkar sir, Padma Vibhushan Mashelkar sir is already reached. So the Karyakram I will reschedule them with the management.
I request all the dignitaries along with Mr. Chandrakant Salunke, founder and president, SME Chamber of India and MEDA, Padma Vibhushan Dr. R.A. Mashelkar, former Director General, Council of Scientific and Industry Research, CSIR, Shri Prabhakar Salunke, founder and chairman, Sumit Group Enterprises, and Shri Shailesh Rajput, Joint Director Industries, Pune Region Government of Maharashtra, to inaugurate this event with the lighting of the lamp as per our culture. As a part of our culture, I request all of you, please join for the lighting of the lamp. Ma'am, Aarti ma'am, please. So she is Aarti Mishra from Indian Bank. Now, I would like to invite Shri Chandrakant Salunke to share his vision, mission, plans, and deliver a welcome and introductory address at this important event. Over to you, sir.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Pune, rather. Thank you. On behalf of Maharashtra Industry Development Association and SME Chamber of India, कारण पुण्यात असल्यामुळे मराठीतच मी आपलं सगळ्यांचं स्वागत करतो. डॉक्टर माशेलकर, गिव अ बिग हँड फॉर हिज visionary mentorship to me as well as my organization. Prabhakar Salunke, one of the eminent businessmen, industrialist. Mr. Rajput, who is taking care of our entrepreneurs' issues and problems. So मित्र, पुण्यामध्ये आपल्या सगळ्यांचं स्वागत करतो, डॉक्टर माशेलकरांचंही. आणि आपल्या सर्वांचं मनोगत मी मगाशी काही वेळापूर्वी काही लोकांना भेटलो होतो आणि कालसुद्धा एका इव्हेंटमध्ये बऱ्याच अशा काही चर्चा झाल्या की ज्याच्यामध्ये वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारच्या इन्व्हेन्शनच्या बाबत आम्ही चर्चा करतो आहे. सो फ्रेंड्स, ऑन बिहाफ ऑफ महाराष्ट्र इंडस्ट्री डेव्हलपमेंट असोसिएशन अँड SME चेंबर ऑफ इंडिया, we continuously supporting, helping, advising, mentoring, rather transforming a lot of SMEs and manufacturing industries, particularly to explore emerging business opportunity in India and abroad. I met Dr. Mashelkar in 1993, I think June or July, when we have started preparation of World Marathi Conference in Delhi. From that day onwards, rather I respect him and rather I give a lot of respect because he is my like a mentor. And whatever the vision, whatever ideas and whatever the thoughts he has expressed whenever in our program, rather I am following him on the various his views shared on the different platform. So I am adopting some of ideas and some directions and advice given by him, and delivering to entrepreneurial development. So this is the one aspect. That's why we have invited today Dr. Mashelkar, not because we are in Pune, but he always attended our program in Mumbai and other cities. So Dr. Saab, thank you very much for your continued support, as well as continue to be our mentor. So आज उद्योजकांना काय हवं आहे? उद्योजकांच्याकडे प्रॉडक्ट आहे, त्यांच्या स्किल आहे, त्यांच्याकडे आयडियाज आहेत, मार्केट आहे, पण प्रॉडक्ट डेव्हलपमेंट, न्यू प्रॉडक्ट डेव्हलपमेंट करण्यासाठी बऱ्याच उद्योजकांना अडचणी निर्माण होतात. When our entrepreneurs are putting efforts for daily activities, I know more than 40 to 55 issues faced by each entrepreneur. It may be marketing, finance, banking, finding new buyers, finding suppliers, finding genuine buyers also. Most of the entrepreneurs are facing problem to get loans from the bank. That's why we have invited a lot of banks here. Most of the entrepreneurs face a problem for getting land in a Maharashtra state for setting up their manufacturing unit. So we have started SME Industrial Parks of India, Dr. Saab. So many entrepreneurs facing problem to go for innovation, invention or a product development. So we have started SME Technology Development Council. Entrepreneurs are facing problem to enter into global market. So we have started SME Export Promotion Council. So these are the platforms created specially for the entrepreneurs, where entrepreneurs can take advantage to expand their business reach, connect with the right business partners, and of course, without fuel, without financial fuel, without men workforce, and without having a transformation and innovation in your business, it's a difficult task nowadays. Look at the China, look at the Germany, look at the Italy, France, or other countries. They are struggling. Therefore, yesterday I was speaking to one of my friends from Germany. They said most of the companies started closing or selling out from the other Indian or other companies. Why? They don't have manpower and they are not interested to continue because the charges, price, and cost in that country. So this is a good opportunity. Rather, we are in Pune. And Pune is a hub of manufacturing units, hub of manufacturing industry. And Government of India is putting efforts to set up the tier 2, tier 3 cities for industrialization. How entrepreneurs can, set up their manufacturing unit in the tier 2, tier 3 cities and, expand their business, provide employment, provide, the inputs for the local industry, provide some support to the creating new entrepreneurship. Therefore, a lot of entrepreneurs putting efforts, but some entrepreneurs face problem. Mr. Rajput is aware about it. Maharashtra government is always on the forefront, but somehow we were not happy with the Maharashtra. Now look at tomorrow's election. So let us hope the best government to take a charge in Maharashtra to give the Maharashtra number 1 rank or a position in India in industrialization. Other states are now putting efforts and organizing many investor summits where Indian entrepreneurs, foreign entrepreneurs started setting up businesses in different states like Gujarat, Rajasthan, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka. Just now Dr. Mashelkar and we were talking about, and he shared that there are so many top companies in Karnataka. Biotechnology, IT, automotive, and all these top companies are now global capability centers are set up in various states. It's a rather we can say threat to our industry because our right manpower, skilled manpower, and demanded manpower can be taken by the GCC. So, Dr. Saab, I'm planning to set up one global capability center for mid corporates and SMEs. So because, international level, some of the companies must be facing problem to get the services. So why not we can take forward? So Mr. Prabhakar Salunke, you should think about it to setting up in Pune. So there we can support. So this will not be for one company. You can provide a support for the thousands of companies. So we can think about it to set up. So friends, another point, banking finance. I'm pursuing with all the banks, particularly from the, through RBI, that credit flow towards MSME to be given very larger way. Look at, 6.5 crore MSMEs are there in India. Maharashtra, I think 55 lakhs enterprises are registered in Maharashtra. In 55 lakhs, hardly I think 10 lakhs must be enjoying the bank finance from the banking sector, or must be they are going for traditional way of finance. So this is a big gap. So we are pursuing those entrepreneurs facing problems. All the banks are here today. You can approach them. But most importantly, you have to focus more on new product development. Because I had seen a lot of SMEs or entrepreneurs or manufacturers, they put efforts morning to evening only on production and emphasizing only how I can expand my business. But now the time has come. 1991, the globalization happened, and 2006 onwards, I think, global competitiveness we have to focus. Because all the countries putting efforts for the transformation, development, and look at the China. Earlier, China का प्रोडक्ट सस्ता होता था. अब चाइना का प्रोडक्ट महंगा हो गया और क्वालिटी भी उनकी इम्प्रूव हो गई है. सो हमें अभी आज की डेट में बहुत सारे वर्ल्ड के कंट्रीज़ के साथ या कंपनीज़ के साथ हमें कॉम्पीट करना है. जब तक हमारे एसएमईज़ खुद को स्ट्रेंथन नहीं करेगी, एडवांस टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं एक्वायर करेगी, एडवांस आइडियाज़ नहीं एक्वायर करेगी, तो मुझे लगता है हमारा एसएमई सेक्टर का जीना आगे बहुत डिफ़िकल्ट हो सकता है. सो दिस इज़ द राइट टाइम. सी विकसित भारत हमारे प्राइम मिनिस्टर का विजन है. विकसित भारत. विकसित भारत कौन करने वाले हैं? गवर्नमेंट अफसर करने वाले हैं. गवर्नमेंट अफसर शुड प्रोवाइड अ लेवल प्लेइंग फील्ड. बट ये काम आप करने वाले हो. बिकॉज व्हेन यू विल कंट्रीब्यूट, महाराष्ट्र विकसित होगा, आपकी कंपनी विकसित होगी, आपने एम्प्लॉयमेंट जनरेशन हो गया, महाराष्ट्र विकसित हो गया, भारत देश विकसित होगा. तो प्राइम मिनिस्टर का विजन कंप्लीट करना है तो हमें एंटरप्रेन्योर्स को पहले लेवल प्लेइंग फील्ड देना पड़ेगा राजपूत साहब. देन ओनली वी कैन अचीव द टारगेट. महाराष्ट्र में बहुत सारे एसएमईज, आप यहाँ पर आई थिंक बैंकिंग कमेटी में हो, जहाँ पर भी सिक यूनिट्स है, हाउ वी विल पुट एफर्ट्स टू रिवाइव, restructure them, to continue their contribution in industrial output or economical output. That is the most important. I observe that. And bankers भी आप थोड़ा सा हमारे एसएमई सेक्टर को या अंतर में संभालना चाहिए. थोड़ा सा जैसे डिले होता है पेमेंट, जो ट्रेड रिसीवर प्लेटफॉर्म है, बट some companies are not interested to go on the trade receiver platform. अभी एसएमई स्टॉक एक्सचेंज, माशेलकर साहब 2008 ला CB Bhave took a charge as a SEBI chairman, and I met him. I said, first you want to focus on the taking a lead for setting up SME stock exchange. आज 1000 companies listed है. आप में बैठे हुए किसने लिस्ट किया है? Anyone has listed on the SME stock exchange? Or anyone is interested for that? आज आपको कैपिटल मार्केट देखिए, कहाँ से कहाँ कितनी कंपनियां पहुंची है. So capital market access is one of the best idea for alternate finance. So आप prepare कीजिए. Maybe today not ready, but tomorrow you have to be prepared for that. Because capital market access is the most important platform for SME sector also. So this way we can plan. So friends, today a lot of speakers are lined up, and all are giving a very good insight. एक अच्छा नॉलेज आपको देंगे, अवेयरनेस क्रिएट करेंगे, और आपको बहुत सारे आइडियाज़ देंगे, बहुत सारे इनोवेशन की नए आइडियाज़ देंगे. उसका आपको फ़ायदा लेना है. आई नो दैट बिकॉज ऑफ ट्रैफिक सो मेनी पीपल आर स्टक अप नाउ, दे आर कमिंग, बट आई सजेस्ट नेटवर्किंग इज द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट. कनेक्टिंग विथ ईच अदर, connect, communicate, and commercialize your ideas. This is the theme of our organization. So best way, let us plan some new things, and those are struggling to get funding, those are struggling to get emerging market, or those are struggling to get services from the government, we can support you. So Dr. Mashelkar, thank you very much for coming, and we expect that your continued cooperation, association and mentorship will be for our purpose, and also as to contribute my entrepreneurs. Thank you very much and all the best. Let us give a big hand to Dr. Mashelkar for giving a time, valuable time, and giving a very good insight to you. Over to Dr. Mashelkar, please.
Thank you very much, Chandrakant ji. distinguished dais and ladies and gentlemen. You started by talking about innovation. I always used to say that I in industry must stand for innovation. I in India must stand for innovation, and I in every individual must stand for innovation. Innovation is all about doing things differently to make a difference. And in fact, if we want to achieve exponential growth, it can be only achieved by innovation. Innovation-led growth is the way to do it. I don't believe in Make in India as assembled in India. I believe in Make in India as invented in India and made in India. Otherwise, we'll be nowhere. So I'm very happy that you started by talking about my favorite subject, innovation. माझी आणि चंद्रकांतजीची ओळख जवळजवळ 30 वर्षापासून आहे आणि त्यांची ऊर्जा, त्यांची कमिटमेंट आणि त्यांनी जे इतकं उत्तम काम केलेलं आहे. मला आता मी फोटोज पाहत होतो. 2014 माझा फोटो तुम्हाला दिसला असेल, त्यानंतर 2019 आणि आता 2024. दर 5 वर्षी आपण, मला वाटतं आता पुढचं 2029 नको, त्याच्या आधी आपण करायला हवं. सो थँक्यू व्हेरी मच फॉर हॅव्हिंग मी. सो व्हॉट आय एम गोइंग टू डू इज टू गिव्ह यू द बिग पिक्चर. हाऊ इज द वर्ल्ड चेंजिंग? हाऊ इज इंडिया चेंजिंग? And therefore, what are the challenges, what are the opportunities that we have? I'll start from, there is an organization called Garje Marathi. And they had this GMG Excellence Summit in Silicon Valley. And like I'm giving, they asked me to give the opening plenary talk there. You know what was the title of my talk? It was India's emergence as an exponential inspirator. Exponential. Now, what is exponential? Let me explain. There's a lake, and there are lilies, or let's say there's a pond, and there are lilies in that pond. And those lilies have a very interesting habit. They double up every day. So on day 2, they are twice of day 1. On day 3, they are twice of day 2, and like that. The pond gets full on the 30th day. What day will it be half full? 29th. Quarter, 28. 1/8, 27. And 1/16th, 26. What is 1/16th? 6%. So if you visit that pond, on the 26th day, you will find 94% is empty. So you say, isme kuch nahi. There is nothing that can happen to this. But you go after 4 days and the pond is full. Can you understand the implication of exponential? That's what it means. India is lilies in the pond on the 26th day. And I'll explain to you why it is. If you just see different indicators, let's see mobile data consumption. In 2014, we were around 0.29 gigabytes per month. In 8 years, 2022, we rose to 19.5 gigabytes. 67-fold increase. So what does it mean? In 2014, had you gone to that pond, it was almost empty. But within 8 years, you can see 67-fold increase. So in 2014, it was the 26th day, but within 8 years, it became the 30th day. If you look at real-time transactions, 2017, it was 0.1 billion UPI transaction. In just 5 years, 46% of world's transactions were done by 74 billion. What does it mean? that when they were so small in 2017, when we were the most unbanked country in the world, basically, we would have given up on India. But chamatkar zhala, barabar? Within 5 years. If you look at light emitting diodes, for example, let me take a different example. LEDs, they are important. You know, I would be grateful if I'm very sensitive to people using mobile when I'm speaking. Within 30 minutes, word is not going to change. So if you don't mind, okay? So LED penetration, for example, if you see 2014, only 0.1% of the households had light emitting diodes. What happened in 2021? Within 7 years, 88% of the households. Can you just imagine? So in 2014, we were releasing the pond on the 26th day. There was nothing. And light emitting diodes are very important for creating carbon neutral, let's say, lighting, so as to say. Why did that happen? So you would say, you began by talking about innovation. Where is the innovation here? There was innovation. What was the innovation? If you look at the Ujala scheme, they did demand aggregation. That was itself an innovation. So a 9-watt bulb, which used to cost $7, came down to $1 because of demand aggregation. They created companies like EASL. Okay? There was what you might like to call as, because in innovation, it's not just technological innovation. Business model innovation, system delivery innovation, workflow innovation, process innovation, and so on and so forth. So there was an interesting combination of all these. And that is how you could achieve those exponentials. You look at, for example, the startups, something that will be close to your heart. In 2016, we had just 476 registered startups. 7 years' time, we are 70,000. Okay? Exponential. So, in 2016, we were almost at releasing the bond on the 26th day, but you can see 70,000. It's a huge increase. Until 2016, we used to have 1 unicorn per year. Okay? In 2021, we almost had 1 unicorn per week. Not 52, 44, but almost. All right, what was the change? And most importantly, I got an analysis done. It turns out, I said, well, maybe they must be coming all from IITs, they must be coming from IIMs, they must be coming from Tier 3 cities. No, 50% of them came from Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities. What does it mean? It implies that there is a democratization of wealth creation. Because normally you give up the youth on Tier 1 and Tier 2 cities. Kuch nahi hone wala hai udhar. Can you see the transformation that has taken place? So I think the first point I want to make is India is becoming an exponential inspirator. India is lilies in the pond and we will change more rapidly than one can sort of basically think of. So when we talk about Vikasit Bharat by 2047, for all you know, it might happen earlier. I won't be there in 2047 to see that, but I'm quite confident it will happen faster. Now, in order to achieve that, what would be sort of, what are the 4 pillars on which we have to base it? So the 4 pillars are as follows. The first is speed, scale, and sustainability. The second pillar is digitalization, decentralization, and decarbonization. The third pillar is expansion, inclusion with excellence. Inclusion, very important. And the fourth pillar is talent, technology, and trust. These are the 4 pillars, and I will explain each one of them. First is speed, scale, and sustainability. We can't be taking too long to do things. Projects cannot go on for 20 years. Can we do it in 2 years? And how do we achieve that speed? Now, digital world has given us that capacity actually to achieve speed. For example, UPI achieved in 7 years what took credit cards 30 years, the speed. And you can see, as I said, UPI supports 123 languages. Look at the scale. 46% of real-time digital payments are done from India. That is the scale that you talk about. So speed, scale, and with sustainability. If you look at COVID vaccinations, for example, you know, when people talk about 2020 as year of COVID, I call it 2020 as a year of Indian science. When COVID came, we did not know what the virus was about. We did not have any diagnosis methods. We did not have any therapeutics. We did not have any vaccines. And it was Indian science and technology which within 1 year, can you see, had all of it. In fact, here itself in Pune, in Path Lab, which you will see just across on the same road, you know, they created the diagnostics, PCR, within few weeks after COVID hit us. And I remember the chief technology officer who was pregnant. She delayed her delivery by a day in order to submit her sort of documentation. That was the spirit that we showed, as a matter of fact. You know? So the vaccines, for example, I mean, can you just believe that within 18 months we could deliver 2 billion doses? The speed, 18 months, and the scale, 2 billion, it was possible. It was because of the power of Indian science and technology that we did. We not only created vaccines for ourselves, we started selling them to the rest of the world. In fact, the rest of the world survived because of the affordable vaccines that we could actually create. So I think this combination of speed, scale, and sustainability is very important. You look at Gati Shakti National Master Plan. It is having speed because it combines digital tools like GIS and AI in real-time monitoring of 1,500 plus infrastructure projects. It has scale because it empowers 16 different ministries together, roads, railways, infrastructure, and so on. And it has sustainability because it is developing eco-friendly logistics, corridors, and so on and so forth. So what is the first plank? Speed, scale, and sustainability. What is the second? The second is digitalization, decentralization, and decarbonization. They all go together. For example, when COVID hit, we couldn't go to the office. Our home became office. So digitalization led to decentralization. Children could not go to school. Our home became the school, the classroom. And therefore, digitalization led to decentralization. Okay? And some of it continues now, work from home. All right? Which was sort of carried over. But at the same time, it led to decarbonization. You would have seen Pune, the cleanest air that you might have sensed was during the COVID times, because there were no vehicles on the road. And decarbonization is going to be the key, because whether you are a small enterprise, medium enterprise, or a large enterprise, if you are not green and if your growth is not green, you can't exist. It's as simple as that. And therefore, decarbonization is going to be the key. Now, you can see that we are moving in solar, we are moving in wind, we are moving in green hydrogen, we are moving in this compressed biogas, and so on and so forth. So let me speak a little bit about that, because Vikasit Bharat, that dream cannot be fulfilled unless you have green growth. All right? We want exponential growth, but it has to be green growth. Now, you look at solar, for example. There is a very rapid progress that is being made. In fact, I have been on the board of Reliance for 17 years, and I chair the New Energy Council, where kind of words who are sort of members, and very aspirational plans. For example, as we speak, a single location, 100 gigawatt solar photovoltaic is coming up. Single location. The rest of the world does 20, 25, and so on and so forth. But single location, 100 gigawatt. And total integration, basically. We don't have to depend upon China. Start with sand, convert it into solar silicon, then the cells, the wafers, modules, and the rest of it. All right? Because we have to be resilient also. Tomorrow, if China sneezes, we catch cold. That cannot be the case. We have to be resilient. I'm very happy that in Pune, we are showing the leadership. For example, Praj. I remember I was a member of the board of directors of TDSCI, the first venture capital company of India, when we supported two people. One was Praj, Pramod Chaudhary, and the other one was Biocon. All right. And I can tell you how successful they have been, but if you look at Praj, for example, in first 1G ethanol and then the 2G ethanol, they have had imprint around the world, 100 plus countries, they have their imprint. You look at KPIT Technologies, for example, what they have been able to do is phenomenal. I don't know how many of you know that on this Science Day on 22nd February, our Prime Minister in Cochin shipyard launched a ferry carrying 50 people across. And that ferry had a fuel cell which is powered by hydrogen. Okay? So what is the emission? Water. That's all. Absolutely clean. That fuel cell normally will not be available for, let's say, love or for money from anywhere around the world. This has been developed in Pune indigenously by National Chemical Laboratory and KPIT Technologies. And that was launched by the Prime Minister. It is ahead of the rest of the world, by the way, in terms of performance. Performance is twice as good and cost is half, so as to say. We are ahead of the rest of the world. What is the power of that? Because there is a Hari Nauka project. What it means is that all our waterways, rather than using diesel vehicles or etc., you replace them by fuel cells. Okay? And India can take a leadership, basically, by greening the waterways of the rest of the world, not only just India. Where did the technology come from? Right here from sort of Pune. There is a challenge, the China challenge, that we always talk about. Today, all of you are using lithium-ion batteries. Tomorrow, China says we will not supply lithium-ion, we are gone. Of course, we can do some recycling, etc. That's a different matter. What are the alternatives? Sodium-ion, which is abundantly available. And who has developed it? KPIT Technologies. With whom? ISER, Indian Institute of Science, Education, Research in Pune. All right, it's a matter of pride. Okay. You can quite clearly see it is making India resilient. It is making India crisis-free in terms of the future. You may have heard about Pune Hydrogen Valley, for example. The Hydrogen Valley is going to create green hydrogen, but the problem with hydrogen is that you not only have to produce it, you have to store it, and you have to use it. Now here, in Kurkum, for example, we have the fine chemicals industry. And if you look at fine chemicals or specialty chemicals, the market is $180 billion. What is our share? A small 5-6%. What is going to happen to fine chemicals in future? It will have to be green fine chemicals. It cannot use gray hydrogen. It has to use green hydrogen for reduction and all that, etc. So you can quite clearly see that our own capacity to generate green hydrogen, store it, use it, will transform our fine chemical industry. Because as I said, green growth is the only growth. That's the important. There's another aspect. India has to take advantage of what it has. We have sunshine in abundance, 300 days a year. All right, very few countries have that benefit. Of course, Spain has, Mexico has, that's a different matter. So sunshine is one raw material, water is another raw material, land is another raw material, and nutrients is another raw material. If you use all these four, you can create biomass, right? You don't have to import, no? You don't have to import sunshine, don't have to import water, land is available and so on and so forth. So the opportunity to create biomass, for example, and particularly in arid zones or semi-arid zones, which are unused at the moment, is huge. We have hundreds of millions of hectares of that. And now India is moving very strongly in creating 5,000 such CBG plants across. You must have seen the agreement that Reliance struck with Andhra Pradesh to create 500 CBG plants with an investment of 65,000 crore each, plant costing 130 crore. Now this is a big opportunity for India. That means India must look at its natural advantages and how do we make use of it. Can you just imagine if these 5,000 plants are operating, you know, there are approximately 25 tons per day. You know the amount of foreign exchange on import that we'll save for $18 billion. We have it all. We have to do it. But like we were discussing, he was talking about not ease of doing business, unease of doing business. You know, so many permissions still required and so on and so forth. So I think the technology and policy must go together in order to make it happen. I was looking at the current compressed biogas plants and I found that 50% of them are stuck because land availability. And 80% of them are running below capacity because supply chain issues, you know, in terms of agri-waste being available and so on and so forth. So I think if India has to march ahead, it has to do it with not just technological innovation, but policy innovation and the rest of it all coming together. Technology alone will not do. That is the point I'm actually trying to make. There's another very important point I want to make, and that is the third pillar. The third pillar is expansion, inclusion, and excellence. Inclusion. Why do I talk about inclusion? There is Bharat at 75, and there is India at 75. India at 75 is flying. Look at what is happening to Bharat at 75. All right. And I'll illustrate to you the difference between Bharat at 75 and India at 75. During COVID time, a friend of mine brought his grandson to me. His name was Ved Gujar. The friend was Uday Gujar, who is the vice president of Surupavardhini. I was then the president of Surupavardhini. And he said, we have a problem with the child. I said, what is the problem? He said, he knows everything. So I said, how can that be a problem if he knows everything? I said, sit down. What is your favorite subject? He said, all subjects. 8-year-old, very confident. I said, no, but let us pick up one subject. And since it was COVID time, I picked up biology. I said, what is the difference between bacteria and virus? 10 out of 10, perfect answer. Then I raised the bar. I said, there is something called mutation. What is it? Perfect answer, 10 out of 10. Then I raised the bar. I said, what is spike protein? Not 10 out of 10, but 8 out of 10. Then I said, you know so much about DNA. And I pulled out my iPad, and I had a photograph of my having a breakfast with Nobel laureate Watson. And you will remember Crick and Watson were the ones who discovered the structure of DNA, triple helical structure, double helical structure. So I said, who is he? He couldn't recognize him. Then I said, James Watson. Tuck came the answer, yes, Crick and Watson, this year they got the Nobel Prize. Not only that, there's a lady who should have got it also along with them. He mentioned about that lady because she was the one who had found that X-ray diffraction pattern based on which they got that clue on double helical. 8-year-old knowing this. Then I said, you know so much about Nobel laureates, so tell me who got 2 Nobel Prizes? Immediately, Madame Marie Curie and which year? Then I was amazed. I said, no, look, she was not the only one. Linus Pauling also got 2. He said, no, sir, you asked me about scientists. Linus Pauling got the first one for science, second one for peace. Can you imagine, this is the new generation, 8-year-old, okay? So I asked their parents, I said, look, you're not scientists, how come you know science? You know what they said? Google. We gave him access to Google. Google is his guru. And of course, I told his father that he's using his brain as a storage. He has to use it as a processor. That's a different matter altogether. He belonged to India at 75, who have got access to Google. In the same week, it is so unfortunate that a 15-year-old girl from Satara, her name is Shraddha Paul, committed suicide. Why? Because she could not give online exam. Why? Because her parents were so poor, they could not afford a smartphone. Can you imagine a 15-year-old plotting her own suicide? She belongs to Bharat at 75. So we can't talk about Vikasit Bharat 2047 unless we talk about Bharat at 75. That is where inclusion comes in. Now, income inequalities are not going to vanish overnight. So can you create the magic of access equality despite income inequality? That means creating technologies which create access equality despite income inequality. You will say, is it possible? It is possible. I have a technology in my pocket here. What is this? Can you believe it? This is portable ECG, electrocardiogram. How does it operate? You put your 2 thumbs here for 15 seconds. This is your heart. Here is a sensor. 15, 15, 15 seconds. 15, 15, 15 seconds. And if you have downloaded an app called Sanket, a medical grade ECG will go to your mobile. Cost 4,000 rupees. You can buy it on Amazon, by the way. Per scan, maybe it will cost 5 rupees if you consider all costs, not 500 rupees. This is access equality despite income inequality. So can you imagine if there is a woman, old woman, and she has pain in the heart in the middle of the night, she will put her in a bullet cart or a motorcycle or a jeep and take her a few kilometers away. You don't have to do that. If there is a connectivity, this can be done from the house. This is a winner of the Anjani Mashelkar Inclusive Innovation Award. This foundation, Anjani Mashelkar Foundation, is working for the last 14 years. And it does the following, since you talked about technology and Vikasit Bharat. What would be my priority on technology? I'm not a great believer in best practice. Because when you say I'm doing best practice, you are following somebody. I'm a believer in next practice. Our next practice has to become the best practice for others. They should follow us. Making high technology work for the rich, very easy. Making low technology work for the poor, very easy. Making high technology work for the poor is very difficult. These are the technologies we have to develop for Vikasit Bharat. Let me give you an example. Those of you who reside in Pune must have seen that on 17 November we gave away Anjani Mashelkar Award. And that award was for something which can detect hemoglobin within 10 rupees without taking blood. You just put your finger, okay, and you read out within 30 seconds what is your hemoglobin. It's a breakthrough. And it has been it has been used by 25 lakh scans so far. They have been taken so far. Why this is important? Can you just imagine 2 out of 3 women or children in India are anemic, and that doesn't get detected. You have a problem in the lungs. You are coughing, you don't know what's wrong. Okay? There's an award winner last year, Shwasa. What it has done is that it has trained the smartphone. You just cough into it, basically, and you can recognize whether you have TB, you have asthma, you have whatever. Okay? And it is artificial intelligence powered, by the way. Today, no lecture can be complete without talking about artificial intelligence. Okay? And these are artificial intelligence powered. What is the difference it is making? Normally, you require a spirometer which costs 1.5 lakh. Here it is nothing because you already have the smartphone. Normally, spirometer test will take 45 minutes. Here it is instant. You just cough. And spirometer test will cost you 500 to 1,000 rupees. This is 1 rupee. Can you imagine this is going all over the world now? All right? This is affordable excellence. Because normally, in the rest of the world, affordability and excellence don't go together. Okay? What is affordable can't be excellent. What is excellent can't be. आपल्या मराठीमध्ये आपण स्वस्त आणि मस्त म्हणतो बघा. ते एकत्र आणणं हे फार कठीण असतं. These technology, breast cancer. To spot it, you require mammography, very painful, radiation, expensive. Now, iBreast was one of the winners. What has he done? He had just developed something which just moves around the breast, and within 2 minutes, you can spot the lump. Goa government, for example, took 1 lakh screenings, and now they are doing 1.5 lakh. On the other day, in Maharashtra, screenings are going on. Goa, UP, 8 lakh are getting screened. In Latur, we took Asha workers, by the way. Asha workers are underpaid, overworked, and unskilled, and nobody looks at them. They are supposed to take care of you. And there was a good NGO who spotted, and 1,000 Asha workers were spotted, and 14 of them had lump. We saved their lives. All right. What is the cost? Nothing, 50 rupees, not 5,000 rupees, and so on. This is affordable excellence. So I think the small point I'm trying to make, and I can give you some other examples also, but the point I'm trying to make is that this represents Indian innovation. 10 times better, 10 times cheaper. 10x, that's what India has to go for. The exponential that I talk about is not only in terms of performance, but also in terms of cost. When costs go down exponentially, the poorest of the poor are basically helped. And that is the Indian magic. Okay? So we talked about expansion, inclusion, and excellence. So 3 pillars are covered. The 4th pillar is talent, technology, and trust. Talent, if you ask me, you know, when the developments of different countries took place, they were for different reasons. If you look at US, they grew because of roads and railways. Britain, textiles. Sweden, timber and timber products. All right. Denmark, milk and milk products. Middle East, oil. What is the oil for India? Indian talent is the best in the world, actually. In fact, Atalji used to say India's future is in IT. IT as in information technology. I used to agree as well as disagree with him. Agree that yes, future is in IT. Disagree because the future is in Indian talent. And you can quite clearly see that. You talked about GCCs, Global Capability Centers. Why are they zooming up? I remember in 1995, I gave this talk, Thapar Memorial Oration. It was called India's Emergence as a Global R&D Platform. And that was based on the power of Indian talent. I said they will be all attracted to Indian talent. People thought I was a fool. By the way, I have this reputation of being a dangerous optimist. Durdamya Ashawadi. So not all people take me seriously. Anyway, but what I said in 1995 has come true. There were 1,500 R&D centers and fastest growing global capacity centers, basically. And I'm very happy that you mentioned that you are sort of creating. So I think that talent we have had, the technology. We must realize the power of exponential technology, whether it is artificial intelligence, big data analytics, machine learning, virtual reality, augmented reality, blockchain, etc. And here the good news is the performance is going up and the costs are coming down. All right? So it can become affordable excellence. There's a great fear about AI. Okay? AI will take away jobs and so on and so forth. I disagree. AI will create new jobs. The old jobs will go. The repetitive jobs will go. Okay? But there will be new jobs. Like, for example, AI encryption and data scientist, AI ethicist, digital transformation experts, healthcare, like I explained, in AI, those experts. Then in agriculture, AI is going to be used, those experts, AI system monitors, AI assisted creators. There are a whole range of jobs, at least 20 that I can list, that are going to sort of come up. And therefore, we have to get ready by actually getting into these areas, and India can be a leader. In fact, I saw just a report that 16% of global AI workforce is in India. There's no point in just having the workforce. Can you take a competitive advantage in terms of the economic growth that we have? And those who are in small industries, etc., they cannot say that AI is for others. There is a huge lecture I have. In fact, I advise you to go to my website, www.mashelkar.com, and you will find a paper called Exponential Technology, Industry 4.0 and Jobs in India. How that is going to change and how even small and medium enterprises can use it. So please do have a look at it. I don't have time to sort of talk about it. So coming to talent and technology trust, the last point is trust. I'll tell you a story. Anjani Mashelkar awardee, he had created, when you have dengue, I hope none of you have, but if you have, you will find that it takes 1 or 2 days to get the report. Now there is this Dr. Khanna who created one where within 15 minutes you come to know whether you are dengue. Nobody will buy it. Why? We are importing from South Korea, importing from US, importing from Australia. Then came the pandemic. And we ran out of kits. So we went begging. US says, no, we can't provide lakhs within a month. Australia said the same thing. South Korea said, we'll supply. And as luck would have it, they boarded those kits on the wrong ship, which went to Africa. So we had no kits. Then what do? Then you go to Khanna's kit. No, there was no other option. Khanna's market share at that time was 0%. Today it is 75 to 80%. And had that ship come, it would have remained 0%. You understand what I mean by trust? Our young people are doing a phenomenal job. For heaven's sake, trust them. Invest in them. We require adventure capital. Venture capital has become vulture capital. We have to create compassionate equity. You understand that? Like Dr. Garda created on the other day, we have a partnership now with him, 30 crore. You must have sort of seen that, because these people, they are all working on not becoming billionaires, but bringing smile on the face of 1 billion people. They are not looking for valuation, they go for values. Who will support those young people? We require that. So we must sort of trust them. You mentioned about Maharashtra State Innovation Society. I've been the co-chairman of that Maharashtra State Innovation Society from the time it was formed. The other co-chairman is Minister of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. So I remain constant. The other minister keeps on changing. Anyway. And I remember in 2018, we created a policy, startup policy. It's the most advanced policy, And the basic principle I remember mentioning there, that Sachin Tendulkar hits a century at the age of 15 in Ranji Trophy, but he can't get into test because he doesn't have 10-year experience. Startups cannot win a tender because they don't have tender. A startup is a startup. Otherwise, why will it be called a startup? So we changed the rules of the game, tendering process, and work order based on certain principles. For example, right here in Pune, there was this Sagar Defense who developed drones which can move on the surface. And PCMC gave him the contract to clean up. You know what happens after Ganesh Chaturthi to our rivers and so on and so forth. And that one contract led to another one, another one, another one. And today he is the biggest, one of the biggest suppliers of surveillance equipment to defense. Opening up the door. Talent, technology, and trust. All right? If we had made him wait, it would not have happened. So I think let me just summarize. What I have said is that India can be an exponential inspirator. You talk about Vikasit Bharat 2047. According to me, it is too late. We can do it earlier, provided we work on these 4 pillars that I talked about. Speed, scale, sustainability, expansion, inclusion, and excellent. Talent, technology, and trust being the most important one. And of course, digitalization, decentralization, and decarbonization. That would be our dream of Vikasit Bharat. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Mashelkar. It's an inspiring and amazing speech. Rather, we can mentor all our entrepreneurs. This will not only for stick your speech with these only entrepreneurs, but it will go to more than 80 lakhs entrepreneurs tomorrow. Because, talent, technology, and transformation. I have taken few words from your speech. This will be useful for any SME entrepreneur or manufacturer. Acquire talent to use advanced technology. Use technology to transform your business. This will be a very useful for your global competitiveness. Dr. Mashelkar is always putting efforts for how we can acquire advanced technology for global competitors. And similarly, I want to give the inputs that focus more on new product development. Focus on acquiring the advanced technology. Focus on entering into new market. And focus on to daily change your system where you will have a more business activity. सर आपण म्हणालात की बेडूकोडी ही 4 ह्याच्यावर असते पण नाव आय वॉन्ट टू क्रिएट मॅजिक अमंग्स आवर एंटरप्रेन्योर फॉर सस्टेनेबल ग्रोथ विच यू हॅव मेन्शन हियर इन द लास्ट सो मॅजिक मीन्स ट्रान्सफॉर्मेशन acquiring talent and using the unique things where you can expand the business. This is a theme of our activity as well as my motto of my organization. Friends, we are at India Manufacturers and SME Summit. This is the one, we have started series and this is the first program we have organized here in Pune. And at the hands of Dr. Mashelkar, we have launched today. I am special thankful to the Bank of India, SME Industrial Parks of India, SME Credit Check Private Limited, Indian Bank, Sibyl, Tally, Dr. Mashelkar, Mr. Prabhakar Salunke and Rajput and all of you for gracing this occasion. So let's give a big hand, Dr. Mashelkar, for the very unique speech and very mentoring speech for us today. And now let me present Mr. Prabhakar Salunke to share his thoughts.
आजच्या या SME चेंबरच्या मुक्त वक्ते पद्मविभूषण डॉक्टर माशेलकर साहेबांनी आपल्याला विस्तृतपणे इनोव्हेशन आणि याच्याविषयी विकसित भारत हा 2047च्या पूर्वी कसा होऊ शकतो हा AI आणि इतर टेक्नॉलॉजीच्या माध्यमातून सगळं विस्तृतपणे सांगितलेलं आहेच आहे. त्यामध्ये SME चेंबर ऑफ कॉमर्स आणि सुमित ग्रुप हे नातं गेले लास्ट 30 इयर्स 1994 पासून सुमित ग्रुप हा 4 लोकांचा माणूस 4 माणसांनी सुरुवात केलेला हा ग्रुप आज 40,000 पेक्षा जास्त एम्प्लॉई या ग्रुपचे आहे. आणि सुरुवातीला 17 लाख रुपये टर्नओव्हर होता तर आज 1000 करोड या ग्रुपचा टर्नओव्हर. प्रामुख्यानं ही सुमित ग्रुप हा देशामध्ये फॅसिलिटी मॅनेजमेंट, इंटिग्रेटेड सिक्युरिटी मॅनेजमेंट, then municipal solid waste management and now we are going for the waste to energy and other byproducts. Then we are entering into emergency medical rescue services with the 5G technology, very innovative technology. याच्यामध्ये आम्ही स्पॅनिश कंपनीच्या बरोबर जॉईंट व्हेंचर करून इकडे भारतामध्ये पुढच्या काही महिन्यांमध्ये आपल्याकरता सादर करत आहोत, इंट्रोड्यूस करत आहोत महाराष्ट्रातल्या जनतेकरता, की ज्याच्यामध्ये पेशंट रिलेटिव्स आणि डॉक्टर्स यांना कम्युनिकेशन करणारी यंत्रणा त्याच्यामध्ये पूर्णतः डेव्हलप केलेली आहे. आता डॉक्टर माशेलकरांनी काही ECGचे इक्विपमेंट काढलेले आहेत, व्हेरियस ॲपच्या माध्यमातून मोबाईलमध्ये सुद्धा ते आलेले आहे. आणि ही त्याच्यामुळं टेक्नॉलॉजी आपली ॲडव्हान्स लेवलला गेली आणि कॉस्ट मात्र कमी आलेलं आहे. दिस इज द गुड थिंग्स. MSMEच्या माध्यमातून माझी पहिली व्हिजिट या टेक्नॉलॉजीच्या करता 1994मध्ये just I have been visited when Manor Joshi was a chief minister of the Maharashtra. That time I have visited Germany, Hanover exhibition, and I took into technology engineering company and state of engineering plant. I put it in Chakan industrial belt. That time the technology was the laser cutting and all those. Nowadays it is very much down the line because fiber laser coming to picture and all those. So things now recently there are another one venture we are into enter की महाराष्ट्रामध्ये आता बऱ्याचशा प्रमाणात इलेक्ट्रिकल व्हेकल, आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजन्स, IT सेक्टरमध्ये ग्रोथ होऊ लागलेली आहे. म्हणून आमच्या कंपनीचं स्वतःचं स्किल डेव्हलपमेंट युनिव्हर्सिटीचा LOI आम्हाला लास्ट मंथमध्ये प्राप्त झालेलं आहे. आणि पुण्यामध्ये आमची स्वतःची स्किल डेव्हलपमेंट युनिव्हर्सिटी, राईट टू एज्युकेशन स्किल डेव्हलपमेंट युनिव्हर्सिटी आपल्या हिंजवडीपासून एक 10 किलोमीटरच्या अंतरावरती पौडमध्ये महिंद्रा वर्ल्ड कॉलेजच्या तिथे कन्स्ट्रक्शन आणि इतर सगळं डेव्हलपमेंट चालू आहे, तिथे सुरू होत आहे. त्याच्यानंतर आम्ही ॲग्री प्रॉडक्ट प्रोसेसिंग सेंटर्स, लेमनवरती सायट्रिक ॲसिड ॲस्ट्रॅक्ट करून ते आय ड्रॉप इंडस्ट्रीला पाठवणं. कारण आता लेमन काही इंडियन इंडस्ट्रीमध्ये वापरलं जातं आहे, काही घरगुती कामामध्ये वापरलं जाते, पण त्याच्यामधला जो मेन पार्ट जो सायट्रिक ॲसिड आहे तो काढून आम्ही फार्मा इंडस्ट्री, बेसिकली आय ड्रॉप मॅन्युफॅक्चरिंग करायच्या अशा इंडस्ट्रीला पाठवायचे आमचे काही करार स्पॅनिश कंपन्यांशी होत आहेत. त्याच्यानंतर आम्ही झेंडूची जी फुलं आहेत, त्या झेंडूच्या फुलापासून सौंदर्य प्रसाधनांचे काही कॅप्सूल बनवायची टेक्नॉलॉजी पण आम्ही आणून त्याच्यावरती सुद्धा प्रोसेस करण्याचा प्लांट लवकरच शिरूरमध्ये टाकत आहोत. या कंपनीचा IPO 2026 साली 2500 कोटीच्या IPOची आम्ही प्रोसेसिंग सुरू केलेली आहे. त्याच्याकरता व्हेरियस बँकर्स आम्हाला आपल्याला माहीत नसेल, सुमित ग्रुपचा मेन बँकर्स 2004 साली बँक ऑफ महाराष्ट्राकडून 5,000 रुपये प्राईम मिनिस्टर रोजगार योजनेचा घेतलेला प्रभाकर साळुंकेनी सुमित कंपनी आज इंडियन बँक, युनियन बँक ऑफ इंडिया, SDMC बँक, ICICI बँक्स, बँक ऑफ महाराष्ट्र यांच्या साहाय्यानं देशामध्ये 1000+ करोडचा बिझनेस आम्ही करत आहोत. आणि पुढच्या काही वर्षामध्ये आणखीन तो मल्टीफोल्डमध्ये जाण्याची निश्चितच शक्यता आम्ही वर्तवित आहोत. त्याच्यानंतर वेस्ट टू एनर्जीमध्ये आम्ही जापनीज कंपनीच्या साहाय्यानं वेस्ट टू एनर्जी या क्षेत्रामध्ये उतरत आहोत. त्याच्याकरताही आम्ही भारतामध्ये ॲम्ब्युलन्स सेक्टरचं जे काही जॉईंट व्हेंचर झालेलं आहे त्याच्याकरता आम्ही स्पॅनिश कंपनी SSGशी जॉईंट व्हेंचर केलेलं असून मेन स्टेट ऑफ आर्ट ॲम्ब्युलन्स फॅब्रिकेशन करण्याचं काम तुम्हाला लवकरच महाराष्ट्रामध्ये या पुण्यामध्ये स्पॅनिश कंपनी युरोगाजाच्या साहाय्यानं झालेलं असेल. त्यामुळं ॲम्ब्युलन्स भारतामध्ये भारतीय बनावटीची मेक इन इंडिया जे आपल्या प्राईम मिनिस्टरांचं स्वप्न आहे की जी टेक्नॉलॉजी भारतामध्ये आणून करा आणि भारतीय उद्योगाला चालना देण्याकरता आम्ही मॅन पॉवरला स्किलिंग करण्याकरता, रिस्किलिंग करण्याकरताही आम्ही पुढाकार घेत आहोत. आणि त्याच्याकरता आत्ता काही चंद्रकांत साळुंखेंनी सांगितलं की चेंबर ऑफ कॉमर्स ग्लोबल कॅपॅबिलिटी सेंटर करताही पुढाकार घेईल. तर निश्चितच वी आर व्हेरी मच इंटरेस्टेड टू सच काइंड ऑफ दी टेक्नॉलॉजी कमिंग टू आवर इंडिया अँड द स्किलिंग आणि रिस्किलिंगमध्ये सुमित कंपनी आपला रोल निश्चितच पार पाडेल, याच्याबद्दल माझ्या मनात काही शंका नाही आहे. तर मित्र, सुमित ग्रुपच्या माध्यमातून आम्ही जी काही इंडस्ट्री करता जी काही मॅनपॉवर आत्तापर्यंत मॅनपॉवर स्टाफिंग सर्व्हिसेस हा व्यवसाय करतो, तर आम्ही आता स्किलिंगमध्ये येतो आहे, ज्यामुळं या इंडस्ट्रीची आम्हाला नीड टाईम बेस्ड कस्टमर रिक्वायरमेंटनुसार ती इन्हान्स करता येईल, याच्याकडे आम्ही जास्तीत जास्त भर दिलेला आहे. म्हणून आजच्या या कार्यक्रमाला जे SME चेंबर ऑफ कॉमर्सने जे मला बोलवलं आणि या कंपनीच्या विषयीची माझी माहिती या पुण्यातील इंडस्ट्री आणि यांच्यापर्यंत पोहोचवण्याचा हा एक माझा असा छोटासा प्रयत्न मी केलेला आहे. आणि या आमच्या कामामध्ये आमचे बँकर्स इथे आजच्या कार्यक्रमाला इंडियन बँकेचंही सहकार्य लाभलेलं आहे. निश्चितच इंडियन बँक, माझा अनुभव इंडियन बँकेविषयी अत्यंत चांगला आहे. गेल्या काही वर्षांमध्ये इंडियन बँक आमच्या काही प्रोजेक्ट्सला अत्यंत चांगल्या प्रकारानं फिनान्शियल सर्व्हिसेस देत आहे आणि विदिन टाईम पिरियड. त्यामुळं इंडियन बँकेचाही तुम्ही लोकांनी जर फायदा घेतलात तर त्याच्याकरताही माझ्या वतीनं मी रेकमेंडेशन त्यांच्याकरता करतो आहे. मी काही प्रमोटी नाही आहे कुठल्या व्यवसायाचा, पण जो माझा अनुभव आहे मी तुमच्याशी शेअर करतो आहे. त्याबद्दल मी SME चेंबर ऑफ कॉमर्सने मला इथे जे बोलवलं त्याबद्दल मी SME चेंबर ऑफ कॉमर्स यांचा आभारी आहे. धन्यवाद.
धन्यवाद साळुंखे साहेब, आपण आपले जे काय अनुभव आणि आपली जी काही ग्रोथ स्टोरी शेअर केली त्याच्याबद्दल. and it is very inspirational to the startups. Now I would like to request Mr. Rajput, Joint Director Industries Pune, to give the presentation on what are the export schemes and what are the facilities provided by the state government for the export promotion. Over to you, sir.
First of all, I am thankful to SME Chamber to invite me for this occasion, for this mega event. Dignitaries on the dais, friends and entrepreneurs. On behalf of Industry Department, we are having different schemes, different programs. We are implementing the state government as well as Government of India's program policies. But for today's, the topic is given regarding the export promotion. What are the export promotion policies? What is the export scenario of the state? So with limited that subject, we'll see by presentation, in the mode of presentation. As you know, for the export, state government, Maharashtra is a leading state. So while taking the indication, while taking the Government of India data, we are having the first registered exporters in the India, that is 3.81 lakh IEC, means import export code registered units in the state. Therefore, we are having a first rank. We are having a second rank regarding the export, as these figures are from the DGCIS. That is 5 crore 56 lakh in 2023-24. That is 15.62% of the country's contribution. We are having a second rank in EPI ranking by Niti Aayog. That is the Export Preparedness Index 2022. From last 5 years, state government, means Maharashtra, is working on the export promotion. In 2019, we have formed a export promotion committees, district level export promotion committees as well as state level export committees. We worked on it during the COVID period, and after the COVID period, post-COVID period, we came to know what are the challenges and what are the strategies to be developed for enhancing the export in the state. Accordingly, in 2023, state comes with the state export promotion policy for the manufacturers. So what are the objective of the policy? त्याचे objective काय आहेत? To double the export of the Maharashtra to reach the $150 billion by 2027-28. Now it is at present, it is around about 67.2. तर हे आपलं एक ऑब्जेक्टिव्ह असणार आहे. टू डेव्हलप 30 वर्ल्ड स्टँडर्ड एक्सपोर्ट ओरिएंटेड इंडस्ट्रियल पार्क्स इन नेक्स्ट 5 years. 2023 to 2028 दॅट इज अ पॉलिसी पिरियड. त्याच्यामध्ये आपल्याला एवढे इंडस्ट्रियल पार्क, व्हॉट आर द इंडस्ट्रियल पार्क, व्हॉट आर द structure of the industrial park, we will see in the this PPT mode. To achieve the 22% of the state participation in countries 1 trillion export by target 2030. म्हणजे आपला जो 22% शेअर असायला पाहिजे, हे मिनिमम डेस्टिनेशन आहे. त्याच्या पुढे पण आपण जाऊ शकू. तर व्हॉट इज द एक्सपोर्ट ट्रेंड्स इन महाराष्ट्र दॅट वी कॅन सी बाय दिस ग्राफिकल रिप्रेझेंटेशन. महाराष्ट्रा's टॉप एक्सपोर्ट डेस्टिनेशन 2023-24 लास्ट इयर्स. त्याच्यामध्ये USA कॉन्ट्रीब्युशन आपण जिथे 20% आसपास केलेलं आहे. देन युनायटेड अरब एमिरेट्स. देन दीज आर द कंट्री वाईज कॉन्ट्रीब्युशन द टॉप एक्सपोर्ट डेस्टिनेशन इन 2023-24. आणि सेक्टर राईट साईडला जे आहे ते सेक्टर वाईज आहे. त्याच्यामध्ये इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स, इलेक्ट्रिकल कॉम्पोनंट, देन जेम्स अँड ज्वेलरी, हे मेजर आपले सेक्टर्स आहेत जिथे आपण एक्सपोर्ट मोठ्या प्रमाणावर केलेलं आहे. देन केमिकल सेक्टर असेल, इंजिनिअरिंग सेक्टर असेल, बाकी ॲग्रो फूड प्रोसेसिंग सेक्टर असेल, टेक्स्टाईल ॲपरल असेल, ह्याच्यामध्ये पण आपला डॉमिनन्स चांगल्या प्रकारे एक्सपोर्ट केलेला आहे. अँड वी आर इन्हान्सिंग फॉर दिस 24-25. We have also planned to how to enhance the export of the state through manufacturing sector. See, this is the export trend in the Maharashtra district wise. If you'll see, Mumbai and Pune is having a dense export value wise. We will see the export मध्ये पुणे आणि मुंबईला मोठ्या प्रमाणावर एक्सपोर्ट झालेलं दिसून येतोय. मुंबईचा 1,10,000 कोटी. And Pune is having, Pune district, Pune is having 1,09,000. And for the Pune region, if we will see, that is a 1,33,000. So this is the export scenario of the state. So what are the key features of the policy that we will see one by one? Focus on infrastructure to set up of export-oriented industrial development projects strategically. What are the export-oriented industrial promotion projects that we'll see in the next slide? Incentives for the industry. Exclusive incentives to promote the export in the MSME sector as well as special large-scale industries. Because MSME sector export is very essential, therefore we are having a better thrust on MSME sector, how to enhance the MSME sector of the manufacturing wise or sector-wise. To promoting the MSME exporters, market development assistance to MSMEs through exhibitions, export promotion councils, delegations, etc. Then fourth one is the ODOP and GI, that is one district, one product. That concept is just 2-3 वर्षापासून आपण त्याच्यावरती थ्रस्ट करत आहोत. And GI is geographical indications. Fifth one is the convergence with the other policies. There are different policies of the state as well as government of India. That is, we can say ITS policy. We are having a Maharashtra Industrial Policy 2019. And after election, we will come with the most probably with the 2024 policy with the attractive benefits, attractive incentives as well. We are having a flatted gala policy. We are having a logistic park policy. How to integrate with this also? That benefit also can take by that entrepreneur with this export promotion policy. MEPC means Maharashtra Export Promotion Council we have formed, and through that we are extending the help to the entrepreneurs. Then ease of doing business. The thrust on the ease of doing exports through streamlined procedures, single window clearance. See, we are having a Maitri Act in 2023, through which we are having only single point contact agency through which the line departments like MPCB, then labor department, then electricity department, then factory inspection means industrial safety and health. All these departments are routed through one single contact agency, and that ते ॲक्टच्या स्वरूपात त्याला एक आपण मूर्त स्वरूप दिलेले आहे. त्यामुळे एव्हरी डिपार्टमेंट इज हॅव्हिंग ए मॅन्डेट्स टू रिझॉल्व देअर क्लिअरन्सेस अँड लायसन्सेस विदिन द टाईम फ्रेम. Then trade fair and buyer seller meet, organizing the trade fair and buyer seller meet annually for promoting the trade and facilitating market access. Maharashtra Export Facilitation Cell to provide the guidance assistance to exporters. This is again one of the key features of the policy. Then what are the financial incentives under the export promotion policy? Incentives to set up the export-oriented specific projects to up to grant limit of 50 crores per project. Means per project we are giving a 50 crore grant under this export-oriented specific projects. Then incentive to set up the export-oriented industrial park up to grant of 100 crores per project. For the parks, 100 crores per project, and for the specific projects. Specific projects means we are having a cluster base, we are having a cluster approach, or we are having a activity base. If suppose industries or manufacturers are there, we are giving for specific projects we are giving 50 crores, and for the parks we are giving 100 crores. Package for the export incentive for the special large incentives export unit set up inside the EOIP, that is export oriented industrial park, and outside in export oriented industrial park, both means in the park and outside the park. Then assistance to MSME for participation in international exhibition, that is also one sort of incentive. Then logistic incentive for the first time MSME exporters. Then assistance to cross-border trade through e-commerce platforms and Dak Niryat Kendra. Then initiatives under the collaboration with the support service export promotion councils. It is also for the in line of the manufacturing export promotion council, service export promotion council also we are initiating. Promotion of one district, one product, and the GI products for stimulating the export. Means it is a new concept we have introduced through this export policy. Earlier, in the earlier policies, earlier manufacturing policies, this concept was not there. What is the export-oriented industrial development program, UIDP? For the eligible infrastructure, what is the infrastructure? Basic infrastructure, that is internal roads, power, water. Supportive infrastructure, that is a CETP, cold storage, warehouses, plug and play facilities. Integrated irrigation in infrastructure, that is to increase the shelf life of the perishable agro produce, means it is particularly applicable for the agro processing as well as food processing sector. Quality and testing facility to achieve the global competitiveness and the product standard development. Packaging and designing facilities. Green initiatives, that is a common renewable energy generation, solar, wind, and bio. Transport and logistic facilities, the container freight station, highway connectivity, that is the main concern in the MRDC and on outside MRDC area for the exporters. Any other need best facility to address the sector specific infrastructure gap, means sector specific, if some issues are there, that can be also addressed in this export promotion, export oriented development program. What are the where this implementation in which sector? That is the Maharashtra Samruddhi Mahamarg Industrial Corridor, because as you know, it is the biggest corridor, it is the biggest highway in the Maharashtra, that is the Samruddhi Highway, Mumbai-Nagpur. For the both sides of the highway, we are developing the industrial corridor to boost up the export as well as the manufacturing sector. gems and jewelry, then medical technology, marine aqua food processing in the coastal area, apparel, textile, garment in the particularly in the Mumbai, Thane, and Pune sector, electronics system designing, manufacturing, ESDM, leather, active pharmaceutical ingredients. Pharmaceutical sector is basically in Mumbai and Konkan area. Then auto components and high-tech engineering. Auto component, as we know that Pune is the biggest hub of the state as a auto components. Furniture manufacturing, these are the sectors. Then what are the types of the export-oriented industrial development program? That is the export-oriented specific projects, and second one is the export-oriented industrial parks. And what are the benefits, what are the fiscal incentive, non-fiscal incentive, that we'll see. For the export-oriented specific projects, as we know, through the industrial policy, we are having a different sectors, different area classification as per the industrial policy, that is A, B, C, D, and D+. So, for the A and B in the current manufacturing policy, we don't have any benefits. But for the export-oriented unit, for specific project, we are having a 40% benefit we are delivering. That is up to the limit of granted aid limited to rupees 50 crore. That in which the land must be out of project cost, means land cost we will not consider because it differs from the area to area. But the cost of building shall not be exceed the 25% of the total project cost. That is, these are the two conditions. And we are also, these projects are also applied under the assistance to aside scheme. It was earlier 2022, it was introduced by Government of India, and still it is continued by the state government. It is discontinued in 2015 by Government of India, but the state is continued this one for developing the infrastructure for the export-oriented units. These are for the A and B zone 40% state grant contribution. Then for C, D, D+ area, it is 50%. Export-oriented industrial park, what are the eligible infrastructure for which we are giving the granting aid? That is a common infrastructure and logistic facilities. Then technology, common communication infrastructure, that is high-speed internet connectivity. Then transportation infrastructure, that is the road networks, bridges, transportation system. Industrial building and warehouses, that is manufacturing, process, storage, packaging facilities which are required for the export-oriented business. Port and terminal facilities, that is the container terminals, bulk cargo facilities and storage yards. Trade support services, business support centers, market research, training, these are the for the service sector. And for the UIP, we are having 200 crores with the minimum investment of 200 crores with the minimum 100 crores. And UIPs in the port, dry port proximally will require minimum project of 100 crores with the contingents of land 50 hectares. Means for the general UIP, standard UIP, 100-acre land should be there, must be required. And for the coastal area, means UIP is in the port and dry port area, 150 acres land is required. And the granting aid limited to 100 crores per project. That is financial assistance. Again, same scale of benefits are there. A and B, again, zonings we have taken as per the incentive policy 2019, because we have taken the base of incentive policy, industrial policy 2019. And for which are the areas in the zones, different zones, that is A, B, C, D, D+. According to that, we are giving the incentives. Then we come to for the MSME. What are the benefits for the MSMEs? Unit outside the export-oriented industrial park. There are two categories again. In the units which are located in the industrial park, export-oriented industrial park, and outside export-oriented industrial parks. So first benefit is the ECGC. That is we can say in the 2019 scheme we are already giving a stamp duty exemption, then interest subvention, interest subsidy for the bank finance units, electricity duty exemption for the period of 10 years, SGST refund for the period of 7 years from the date of production. These are the benefits already applicable under PSI 2019. Apart from this, what are the benefits which are covered for the MSMEs? And those units are located in export-oriented industrial parks are the Credit Guarantee Corporation. That is the refund of the premium for the first 5 consignments under ECGC. Second one is the interest subsidy. The interest subsidy is interest of 5% on 100% FCI for the 5 years. For the manufacturing sectors, in A and B zone, we don't have any interest subsidy. For the export-oriented units, we are giving the interest subsidy for the 5%, 5% on 100% FCI for the period of 5 years from the date of production. Special export incentives, exporting MSMEs will be incentivized for the period of 5 years on incremental increase in export turnover at the rate of 1% incremental growth. That is another benefit we are giving. Then next benefit is special export incentives for the agro and food processing units. The incentive will be for the first 5 years with the export promotion incentive at the rate of 2% of export turnover. Means this is the difference. For the agro and food processing industries, for enhancing the export, we are giving 1% additional incremental export growth incentive. These are the units which are within the export-oriented industrial park. What are the benefits? Only thing is this interest subsidy is same. Special export incentive will be for first 7 years. Outside export-oriented industrial park, it is for the 5 years, but for the industrial parks, which are the units located in the industrial parks, is having the special export incentive is for the 7 years. And for the agro and food processing industry, it will be 7 years but at the rate of 3% export turnover. That is a basic difference. That and other benefits, that is the interest subsidy, stamp duty exemption, then electricity duty exemption. These are the routine benefits are there. Financial incentives for new MSME entrants. आता नवीन जे MSME येतात पहिल्याच वेळेस त्यांना काय काय बेनिफिट्स आहेत. आता हे बेनिफिट्स जे आहेत हे इन्क्लुडिंग म्हणजे पूर्वीचे बेनिफिट्स आपण मागच्या स्लाईडमध्ये बघितले ते बेनिफिट्स सहित हे असिस्टंट टू MSME फॉर पार्टिसिपेशन इन इंटरनॅशनल एक्झिबिशन फॉर द न्यू एंट्रंट्स. जे न्यू MSME एक्सपोर्ट करू इच्छित आहेत त्यांच्यासाठी हे बेनिफिट्स आहेत. MSME ॲट द रेकग्नाइज एक्झिबिशन, तर याच्यामध्ये 3 लाखापर्यंत बेनिफिट आहे आणि 50% स्टॉल ट्रॅव्हल कॉस्ट हा एक बेनिफिट ॲडिशनल बेनिफिट देऊ केलेला आहे. त्याच्यानंतर MSME एक्सपोर्ट्स इन EPC डेलिगेशन सपोर्टेड बाय WTC, DGFT, FIO गेट ट्रॅव्हल कॉस्ट असिस्टन्स. मीन्स व्हॉटएव्हर तुम्हाला एक्झिबिशनसाठी जे काही गोष्टी आवश्यक असतात फॉर एक्सपोर्ट ओरिएंटेड युनिट, ह्या सर्व ह्यामध्ये कवर केलेल्या आहेत फॉर द पर्टिक्युलरली न्यू MSME युनिट्स विच आर इंट्रोड्युसिंग देमसेल्फ फॉर फर्स्ट टाईम फॉर द एक्सपोर्ट्स. Then logistic incentive for the first time MSME exports. The state government supporting the subsidizing 50% of their logistic expenses for the first 3 years. Crop to rupees 1 lakh per MSME annually, fostering inclusive ecosystem with the guidance and support. Then cross-border trade through e-commerce platform and Dak and Niryat Kendra. The state government is supporting to MSMEs in international e-commerce sale through awareness campaigns and provides 1 lakh per consignment, capped 1 crore budgetarily. Then industrial department partners with the SCPC, that is the State Export Promotion Council, to boost up the service export through market intel, networking, and they allocate rupees 5 crore yearly for the capacity building awareness with the 50% covered by SCPC, means Service Export Promotion Council again, means हे service export साठी आहे. Then we have seen what are the benefits for the MSME. What are the benefits for the special large scale industries? Means large scale industries also benefited through this export promotion policy. In the normal manufacturing policy, we don't have any, except CGST, SGST refund, we don't have any benefits. But in this export promotion policy for the special LSI, outside the UIP, what are the benefits? Electricity duty exemption, this is additional benefit. For the normal manufacturing LSI, this benefit is not included in our policy, but for the export, it is there for the first 5 years electricity duty exemption. Then EPF, that is Employer Provident Fund. This is deposited by the employer towards the employee's provident fund contribution will be reimbursed at the rate of 50%. Then a special capital incentive, that is the technology upgradation, that is also a new benefits we have introduced. That is up to the special capital incentive will be reimbursed at the rate of 30%, 30% of the project cost, or rupees 1 crore, whichever is lower. And up to 1 crore, these benefits are there, special capital incentives for the, those are located outside the export-oriented industrial parks. And which are located in the industrial parks, what are the benefits, what is the difference? Electricity duty exemption will be for the 7 years. In the earlier, it was 5 years, now it is in the 7 years. Then this special capital incentive is up to 30% of the project cost and 1.5 CR, which is lower. Means up to 1.5 CR we are giving for the large scale industry. These are the benefits for, these are the package for the export incentives under special LSI. What are the sectors as per the policy, export policy, where we are giving the incentives? That is a high efficiency solar PV modules for the solar manufacturers also we are giving, white goods, large electronics manufacturing, then manufacturing medical devices, automobile, auto component, these are the thrust areas, advanced chemistry cell batteries, textile products, means all textile activities, pharmaceutical and drugs, this is sector, electronic technology products, that is a production linked incentives. These sectors are there, which are defined by Government of India. And we are covering all these sectors for this export policy. Drones and drone component, specialty steel, food products, means food sector is there, telecom and networking products. These are the sectors where we are giving the different incentives for the exports. As I earlier said, for the ODOP, that is a one district, one product, and GI products, apart from the earlier incentives, what are the initiatives we are taking for the promotion of the ODOP and GI products? Inclusive and sustainable development, district level workshop to enhance the brand promotion, because brand is very important. For example, for the Pune frozen food is a ODOP, one district, one product, and automobile component is from the engineering sector. For the different district, different ODOPs are there. For the brand promotion, eco-friendly packaging, value addition, we are continuously making thrust on that one. For branding and market linkages, ODOP and GI products increase market reach through value addition, design, packaging, branding, exhibition, digital marketing, and participation in national, international events that the state government is giving additional input for those products, those sectors. Capacity building and institutionalization for ODOP and GI products. Training program for artisans, producers, entrepreneurs, focus on standardization, environmentally friendly practices and digitization. Financial assistance for promotion of ODOP and GI products means additional 1% export promotion policy funds are reserved for this ODOP and GI product branding, marketing and value addition. Then value addition through ODOP and GI based industrial clusters. As you know that industrial cluster is also a very good scheme which we are implementing through state government as well as through government of India, because two types of scheme we are implementing. And for establishing ODOP and a GI based cluster under MSI CDP, means Maharashtra Small Industries Cluster Development Program. And MSC CDP means it is a Government of India's cluster development program, that is a micro small enterprises cluster development program for value addition and quality improvement. That we are giving the thrust. These are the some benefits for the promotion of ODOP and GI products for enhancing the export. Then district export promotion committees are there to support the export promotion, market linkage, financial assistance. Then assistance through additional booster is there from the through DPDC funds we are allocating for the enhancing the exports through for the districts. Financial assistance under the industrial infrastructure development scheme. We are having a infrastructure development scheme in which for export for means infrastructure, basic infrastructure like we can say roads, drainages, then power grid. We are giving 75% grant in aid, and 25% grant in 25% contribution is to be contributed by the SPV or by that group. That is a critical infrastructure scheme, and we are promoting for these ODOP and GI products in the state through and giving the financial assistance through industrial infrastructure development scheme. Then establishing of the Unity Mall, promoting ODOP GI product through upcoming Unity Mall in the Mumbai. Then what are the institutional arrangement for the export facilitation? Collaboration through strengthen market linkages. Then establishing export promotion desks in the Indian embassies. Then tie up with the awareness about the traceability. Facilitation for the export procedures. Export procedures are also important because the new entrepreneur, he is not knowing about the how to export. So continuous hunting for the export procedures and all these things. We are organizing the campaigns. Then facilitation for the logistic. Logistic is also a big challenge for the export. And we are having a separate logistic park policy 2023. In which also we are giving the thrust for the exports for the logistic through the logistic park and the logistic units for the service sectors. Then support support for product development and the quality standards. This is also one sort of arrangement for export facilitation. Facilitation with the finance and incentives, as we have seen the what are the incentives and all these things. Promotion and marketing, then B2B meets in association with the trade bodies, then organization like World Trade Center to help the exporters for the market linkages and brand promotions. Training and capacity building, as usual, we are making the thrust on this. So these are the, in the nutshell, in the short, I have given the, I put forth the, what are the salient features of the export promotion policy. Actually, we are having different policies, but today we are only introduce the export, फक्त export promotion policy बद्दलच आपण बोललो आहोत. पण याच्या व्यतिरिक्तही आपल्याकडे इंडस्ट्रियल पॉलिसी आहे. इंडस्ट्रियल पॉलिसीमध्ये वेगवेगळे इन्सेंटिव्ज आहेत. क्लस्टर स्कीम आहे फॉर द इंडस्ट्रियल क्लस्टर्स. फॉर द सर्व्हिस क्लस्टर्स ऑल्सो वी आर कमिंग फोर्थ विथ द डिफरंट ग्रँट इन एड. म्हणजे त्याच्यामध्ये जवळपास 80% आपण ग्रँट इन एड देतो. त्याचप्रमाणे वी आर हॅव्हिंग ए लॉजिस्टिक पार्क पॉलिसी. वी आर हॅव्हिंग ए ITS पॉलिसी 2023 इन विच सेक्टर स्पेसिफिक बेनिफिट्स आर देअर. ITS पॉलिसीमध्ये IT सॉफ्टवेअर, IT एनेबल्ड सर्व्हिसेस, IT हार्डवेअर याच्याकरताही स्टेट गव्हर्नमेंटचे वेगवेगळे इन्सेंटिव्ज आहेत. For the delayed payment, particularly every MSME is asked for the delayed payment. If your means supplier and buyer is means you have supplied the goods or services to the buyer, and the buyer is not giving the payments within the time frame, that is 45 days. So you are not supposed to go to any civil court. There is a separate forum, that is a industrial facilitation council, and through which the within the time frame, through 90 days only, we have to finish out this arbitration and the conciliation hearing. So that is also a very good benefit through. And हे सगळं आता ऑनलाईन झालेलं आहे. MSME पोर्टल, MSME समाधान पोर्टल इज देअर. थ्रू पोर्टल ओनली यू हॅव टू फाईल युअर रेफरन्स. Only 2 documents you are supposed to upload, that is a work order or purchase order and pro forma invoice. And accordingly, we have to call the petitioner. You are the applicant. Applicant is petitioner, and the another party is the respondent. And we have to conduct the hearing and finish out. And if the त्याच्यामध्ये जर सिद्ध झालं की हा पेमेंट डिले झाला तर 3 वेळेस 3 times interest penalty is there. And if he want to go in the higher court, he is supposed to approach to only Honorable High Court. बाकी दुसऱ्या कोर्टामध्ये त्याला जाण्याची मुभा नाही आहे. तर हा एक मोठा बेनिफिट आहे. There are different schemes from the state government for the industrial development. हे एक्सपोर्टच्या संदर्भातलं आज बोलण्याची मला आज संधी झालेली आहे. तर एवढ्याच गोष्टी आमच्याकडे आहेत. अजून काही कोणाचे काही क्वेरीज असतील तर कृपा करून आपण विचारू शकता. थँक्यू.